Aloha HMTA member teachers, parents, and students. I'm Katy Luo, president of the Hawaii Music Teachers Association, and I'm here to share some very exciting news with you. Back in the middle of April, I received news that two young musicians from the state of Hawaii became the first prize winners at the MTNA National Performance Competitions. Naomi Kobayashi and Sophie Nguyen, both students of Miss Joanna Fan, competed as a piano duo, first at the state level back in November, and then at the regional level in December, and finally at the national level back in March. This is indeed the first time in HMTA history where students from our state have received this highest honor. Last week I sat down with Sophie and Naomi to learn all about their experiences leading up to winning this competition, and I am thrilled to share them with you. I hope you enjoy the conversation. Hi. Hi, Sophie.
Hi.
Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
For the interview.
So first of all, congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment. As I understand, Hawaii has never had a first place winner. So congratulations. And when I received the news, I was so excited, but then I was also immediately, I thought, well, this happened during COVID-19, and this is a very challenging time for everybody, especially for music students. And as I understand, a lot of the process of the competition was altered. And I was very interested to get together with you guys and find out more about your process and from beginning to end, and sort of learn more about how it might have impacted you, this whole experience. So I wanted to first by asking you when you started working together and how did that happen? Like, how did you pick each other as
I think like last summer? Yeah, like late June, because we were doing this other like internship thing together during the summer, and then so at the same time we're just like, oh, we'll just start doing Duet.
So you were already friends?
Oh, we've known each other for a long time because we met in Science Olympiad when I was in 7th grade and then she was in 6th grade. And then we like competed in the same events. So we saw each other a lot, yeah.
I think I just asked her to be my duet partner and she was like, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty simple. Nothing complicated. We didn't really think too much about it. Just like, oh, we might as well just do it,
And then, so when did you start preparing? Back in June?
At first it was like in the summer we had the same summer school classes. So like right after PE we had like an hour break.
Wow.
So we would go practice our Beethoven usually. And we would go to internship after. Maybe we did that like 2 or 3 times a week or something. Yeah. And then during the school year, I think we met once a week because we both had solo lessons on Thursdays. So we just decided to combine it for duet time.
In your experience, and I know that this is not the first time you've played duet, and I'm sure you both have competed as soloists before too, on your own. So what do you think are the biggest challenges of playing as a duet versus playing solo?
Reading on one piano bench. Because there's 4 hands on one piano. So trying to like fit your hands and get enough room for yourself while your partner is there.
That's true. Because usually at first you like elbow each other a lot because you have to get used to it. Yeah. And then also I think solo is kind of like you can control your own pace.
Right.
And then you can kind of do like the phrasing in your style. But then when you work as a duet, you kind of have to be more active because you have to listen to the other person. Because if you're not together, then it's going to sound super bad. Like no matter how well you play individually, I think it's more important to be together.
Who do you think it's easier to follow? Who's a better follower? Who's a
Me? I don't know. I think I'm more used to it because I play secondo for everything. Yeah, most of my parts are following her usually. Yeah.
So did you switch off in different pieces playing primo and secondo, or was it fixed?
No, it's fixed.
Okay, maybe that makes it Was that your decision or Miss Fan's decision?
I think it just turned out that way because the pieces we played, we all decided that I played primo, so it's not like we intended for that to happen, but it just did.
I see. Yeah. So I'm curious, what Miss Fan stressed the most leading up to your final? What were some of the things that you can remember that she just kept reminding you?
So like around the time we were recording our nationals video, we had to start doing online duet lessons like over FaceTime. So I think that was kind of hard because what we heard and what Miss Fan heard was different because when it translates through the phone,
yes,
like the dynamics are weird. So that was one thing. And I think another thing in the beginning was that like she always told whoever was playing the melody at that point in time to like sing more because we weren't singing enough. Yeah.
What other musical things or technical things?
She tends to stress like the way your body looks when you play, like to sit up straight.
Oh yeah. And then in the saber dance, Sophie has like this slapping part where she slaps the piano. So Miss Fan's like, oh, you have to do it higher, like.
Right.
Yeah, she wanted it to be very dramatic, I think. Yeah. To add more spice, I guess.
I think that's very smart because I think especially if you are looking at a video, you don't have the privilege of being in the same room as the performers, and sometimes a lot of the musical and emotional things don't transmit as easily through the screen, and I think you do have to emphasize things more or exaggerate. So, I noticed that you guys memorized your entire program, which is quite unusual.
I mean, I haven't played like duet on this level before, so I didn't really know. And I thought it was just normal to memorize music because that's how we always do it in solo anyways. So I didn't really have any problems with it.
I think we decided from the very beginning we were going to memorize because Mrs. Fan, she's like, the last time we went to nationals, she saw like a lot of people memorizing.
Really?
And she noticed that a lot of the people who placed memorized the music. So she really stressed that we had to memorize our music because it was an advantage.
Did you feel that by memorizing it impacted your performance in any way that was more either enjoyable or successful?
Maybe there's like a little more nervousness because we're worried about forgetting our notes in the middle. But I think it helps because it makes us practice more just to like get the feeling in and to make sure we have it down pat. Yeah.
I'm curious for each of you, which one of the pieces in your program was your favorite and why?
I think it's both. For both of us, it's saber dance.
Like when we first heard it, it was really fun too. I was really excited to learn it because I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. And then I think that it's easier to see your improvement with saber dance than it is with like other songs. So I guess it was more gratifying as time went on to see like, oh, we're getting faster, we're getting cleaner, and it's more together, things like that.
And for you, it's the same, right, Sophie? That piece.
I like playing my part because it's very exciting to play.
Is it exciting in what way? Like more physical, more technical?
It's more physical.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be able to play the octaves like that, but I was, so I was really happy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the glisses were like a problem in the beginning because we were like, oh, how are you gonna do this? Because usually going like up, doing an up gliss is much easier than doing a down one. So yeah, we had to get used to that too.
Okay, so what this whole experience of doing these competitions, what part of this experience was impacted you the most as a musician?
I think it's just learning to balance your sound with someone else's, because it takes a different level of like understanding the music to do that. So as a musician, it was kind of a learning experience for me because you have to know when you have to listen to the other person and when you have to play your own solo.
That's wonderful. What about you, Naomi?
Yeah, I agree too. Balance is a really important thing. Miss Fan stressed that a lot too, like having balance. It's very important. And then I think at first I was playing my part too loud because I thought, oh, the bass has to support her, so I have to play a little bit louder. But then Miss Fan kept telling me, oh, it's too loud, you have to be softer. So it's different from what you think. Like what the audience hears is different from what you think that you're playing.
Yeah, so I understand that you would have competed live at the MTNA National Convention, but they had to cancel it, right? And then you ended up having to submit a video. So I wanted to know how you responded to that. When did you hear that you weren't going to travel to Chicago and do this in person?
It was on the same day. We also found out that we weren't traveling to another competition, so we were pretty sad that day.
Oh, well, yeah, I think for me, I remember that day because I had a lot of assignments. And then I got the news that, oh, it was canceled. And then I got another email saying, oh, Science Olympiad Nationals was also canceled. So we were really bummed out about that too. So I think at first I just viewed it like negatively because I was thinking, oh, I want to go to Chicago and visit the colleges like in Chicago and eat the deep dish pizza and stuff. And then I feel like performing live is a lot more exciting because you're just living in the moment. But afterwards, I tried to think of it more positively, like, oh, we have more time to practice now because it's a recording and we don't actually have to travel somewhere. And then there's no jet lag or anything. So yeah, those are some positives.
What do you think are some of the advantages and challenges, I suppose, right, of making a recording versus playing live?
I think recording, it's good because you have a lot of time to practice before you actually record the thing. But I think some of the challenges are that it's harder to kind of convey your story since you're not in the same place as the judges. And it's not like they can really feel, it's harder to feel what you're playing through a video screen. So yeah.
I think I was mainly worried about the audio quality because we were recording from home. So I was worried that my dynamics might not be the same volume as it would be through a screen because the audio settings are kind of like iffy.
Yeah.
But I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I think technology is pretty advanced now, but still, after all, you weren't in a recording studio, right? Where you had the best setup.
I think, well, we recorded ourselves a lot and then listened to it, like on the iPad, the voice memo app or whatever. We recorded ourselves and then we listened to it. And if there's like, oh, this part is not good, then okay, we have to fix that part. Or like in Tango, we did that a lot with Tango, like, oh, you put too much vibrato there, stop it. Like, just, yeah, tone it down.
I think it's also the dynamics because I had to like over exaggerate a lot to get like the kind of volume and dynamics I wanted on the audio version.
So how has COVID-19 impacted your preparation, other than the obvious, like not having lessons in person, but also I think that you guys are doing school online. You both go to Ilani.
Mm-hmm.
I think we actually practice more.
Yeah, we definitely practice more because we live really close by, so I can just bike to her house and then we just practice
and
like in the afternoon.
Because school is online, we actually have less homework now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you kind of found that to be a blessing in disguise. That.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that preparing for a competition takes a lot of hard work and dedication and commitment and time. And I also know that it takes a lot of sacrifices. I mean, you have to sacrifice doing other things to prepare for that. I'm wondering if either of you have experienced any sort of dark moments when you felt like not wanting to keep going, or when the work got really hard, and what did you do to help you stay motivated and focused?
I don't think I really had any dark moments. It was just like a great experience for me.
For me, I definitely had moments where I felt like giving up and taking a break because I got really frustrated because I was trying to like balance my sound with hers, and then there's a lot of technical parts that I was still having trouble with. So I definitely felt like just giving up. But then I kind of realized, like, if I give up, then what's gonna happen to her?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then we're like, I don't know. I think we're really thankful to Miss Fan because she kind of pushed us and kept us going and like kept us on track.
She forced the idea that like we're a team. So if one of us gives up, then the other person can't give up, and we just kind of have to keep like encouraging each other to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So Sophie, what would you do to, like, say when you're frustrated and just having that thought that, oh, I can't let my partner down? But were there any other things that you did that to help you motivate yourself?
I think I would just take a break from actually practicing, because I find that if you take a break, it helps you kind of calm down, and then you realize like I need to keep going because my duet partner is relying on me.
Yeah. What do you guys do during your breaks?
Listen to the YouTube recordings.
Good. What's a good thing to do during your break when you're in that place?
I don't know, just chill however you normally chill out.
Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give to any young musicians about the study of music? You have both been playing piano for a long time. You have gone through ups and downs. And what would you advise to a young music student who's learning piano, who's not just piano, learning an instrument and trying to keep going?
I think branching off of what I said earlier, it's important to know when to take a break, because if you get overly frustrated and you don't take that break, and you just keep going, you're going to get more and more frustrated, and then you're going to get to the point where you feel like quitting. And so it's really important to know when to stop and calm down and then go back and keep working.
Naomi?
For me, I think like a lot of young kids nowadays, they go to competitions and some of them might get discouraged by it. So I would tell them, I guess, just don't focus on winning because that's not really your purpose. Just think about how well you can play the music in that moment. I think that's the most important. And then if the judges or if the audience will hear that, then you'll probably win. Like if you play genuinely, basically.
I see. So that's what you have to advise. Any other last things you guys want to share with teachers and students? And
I don't know.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah, just thank you everyone for all the congratulations and everything. We want to thank our parents for like driving us to lessons and stuff and waiting for us at the lessons. And then Miss Fan for being super picky with us, because although it's frustrating us sometimes, it helped a lot.
well, we're very proud of you, and not only because you won, but also because we know what it takes to get to this point.
Yeah, we had a lot of luck on our side.
And a lot of hard work.
Right? I mean, you had to stay on track, and I'm very happy that you guys found each other, and you seem like you really enjoy each other's company, which I'm sure helps a lot to your to keeping you motivated. Well, thank you again for speaking to us, and we look forward to hearing you guys perform more.
Okay, thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.